Now you say, well, Frazier anyway. Well, Frazier wasn't going to get at-bats with this team now. There was no way around it. He wasn't going to get them. Gardy's your fourth outfielder, and all of a sudden he's contributing mightily, which you got to expect that from Gardy. Gardy's going to always contribute. And he gives you insurance in center field. He gives you insurance everywhere. If you want to keep Maven around to be a defensive outfielder late in the game, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And the spot starter, that's okay. But you got a whole lot of people who you're trying to jam into the same spots. Now, this is a good bat. There's no question. He's a professional hitter. I mean, there's nothing to knock about the guy. He's a legitimate hitter. Except the Yankees have a lot of guys like him. And not a lot of spots to play him in. But let's see what happens. I think this is also a little bit of an insurance policy against these guys getting hurt again, because you know what? They took an awful long time to come back. They might be leery about Judge and Stanton being healthy at all this year. Plus, they blocked them from their biggest competitors right now, which is not the worst thing right now. But let's be honest, the Yankees are shopping for starting pitching. That's what this is about right now. And the question is where, the question is who, the question is how many guys are out there. And on there, first of all, they now need a stopgap, and they need the guy who makes a difference. I mean, to me, and you don't want to find out if a guy can pitch here. You don't want to find out if a guy's got toughness and guile and the right stuff. That's why it's Bumgarner, because you don't even have to answer any of those questions. It's an insult to even bring them up. That's why he's the guy for me. And he's gettable. I mean, you heard them about Scherzer. Scherzer's going to cost an arm and a leg. If he can even get him. I mean, that's not going to be cheap. And I mean, they hold him in such high esteem, and why not? They are going to charge a fortune for him. They're going to try and absolutely rob somebody. You have to take that into account. But as far as them adding another bat and Frazier going minus, not a big deal. Really is not a big deal in the scheme of things. The offense is going to operate fine anyway. The question with them, the bullpen's going to operate well. The question is their starting pitcher. And whether or not it's got enough to get them the division, and whether or not it has enough to get them past what looks to be some good postseason competition. And again, never count the Red Sox out of being in the party. And I would not just dismiss the Twins as, oh, we own the Twins, and the Yankees do own the Twins. But do not treat these like they're the same Twins. So I would not all of a sudden go in there and say, oh, the Twins, I just dismiss them. No, I wouldn't dismiss this group. It's a little different group. So I'd be a little more careful with that if it turns out. And obviously everyone has plenty of respect for Houston. And Tampa, throw them in, that's your competition. I mean, that's what you're looking at. In a very deep and top-heavy American League as far as the top. I mean, Houston, Minnesota, Tampa, still Boston, the Yankees, and 5 good clubs. And that's what you have to deal with. And this year, it's not about getting to the playoffs. It's not about winning the playoff game. It's about getting back to the World Series. It's been a long time coming. And you're going to hear all the names. You know who they are. What pitchers, you know who they are. You've heard all the names already. And the Yankees will be in, kicking the tires on a whole bunch of them. Starting right now. So for the Mets, 16 games, 11 on the road, which I think will pretty much spell their fate. Let's see if they can survive this. Right now, the way they're playing, I don't think they can. And for the Yankees, it's shopping time. And it's not about the offense. It's shopping time, and it's about bringing in those pitchers that are going to make a difference. Your calls on the baseball, then we'll get to all the basketball, all the golf, and everything else on a busy Monday.
Innovation doesn't always mean adding blades. So Gillette made Skin Guard, their first razor that actually helps stop shaving irritation, razor bumps, and razor burn. Here's what guys are saying after trying Gillette Skin Guard.
I've not had a single cut, bump, red spot, and most importantly, not one ingrown hair.
Just try Skin Guard for the first time, and all I can say is wow. No nicks whatsoever. If you have sensitive skin, you need this blade.
Enough said. Try Gillette Skin Guard and stop shaving irritation or get your money back.
That feeling when things just fall into place? EasyCater.com gives you that for business catering. Find a reliable local restaurant and order online. EasyCater is there when you need them. Life's a little easier now because when you need food for work, you go to EasyCater.com.
The exciting new 2019 Hondas are waiting for you right now at Bay Ridge Honda, complete with features that set the standard for comfort, style, and performance. Come test drive the 2019 Honda Fit and experience its modern sports styling and aerodynamic efficiency. Or try out the new 2019 Honda Odyssey with room for 7 and a suite of unmatched safety and driver-assisted technologies. Looking for a hybrid? Then look no further than the 2019 Honda Insight, beautifully equipped with every Honda sensing technology as standard equipment. And remember, Bay Ridge Honda complements their great Honda vehicles with award-winning night owl service, open for customer convenience till midnight Monday through Friday and 8 to 5 on Saturday. Bay Ridge Honda is located at 4th Avenue and 88th Street, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, or you can visit online at BayRidgeHonda.com. Bay Ridge Honda, one of the dealerships proudly owned by Rob Sabah, has been providing customers with the ultimate car buying experience for over half a century. Come test drive the sensational new 2019 Hondas right now at Bay Ridge Honda.
This time of year in New York calls for spending time outside. Take advantage of the nice weather and save yourself time by parking with Spot Hero. Just download the app, type in your destination, and pick your spot. Use promo code CITY on the app to save $10 off your first park. Spot Hero, park smarter.
And now, an ad from Dad. Save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Yeah. Say another way to save money, don't buy those expensive coffees every morning. Then you can save up for, I don't know, really nice dress shirt. I'm just saying, it's great that you feel comfortable here at work, but, you know, an adult could walk in.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
What do you call a truly great beer that's brewed with more taste? Only 96 calories, 3.2 carbs. We call it Miller Lite. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true. Drink beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brew, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis: 12 fluid ounces, less than 1 gram protein, and 4 grams fat.
Nassau Door and Window is Long Island source for professional service and quality products like Anderson 400 series windows built back to service like no other window. Find your Anderson at one of 3 Nassau Door and Window showrooms nearest you.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat. Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC. Why Alyssa and Aaliyah chose Fios.
We are sisters, and we just moved in together. And we stream a whole lot with Fios. A lot of times Alyssa is watching TV on her laptop, using her phone, also using her tablet. Really good at multitasking. It's awesome.
Your life is constantly evolving. You might be adding roommates, hosting extended family, or getting some of the latest tech for yourself. And Fios Gigabit connection has the speeds and capacity to handle your current needs and the devices you'll want to add on the 100% fiber optic network. Because Fios delivers the internet you won't outgrow. To prove it, we'll give you another device. Get a Samsung Chromebook 3 or a $200 credit towards select Samsung tech when you sign up for Fios Gigabit connection, TV, and phone for $79.99 per month with a 2-year price guarantee and a 2-year agreement. So go to getfios.com today. Taxes, equipment, early termination, and other fees and terms apply. Wired speeds up to 940/880 megs. Availability wireless and wireline speeds vary. See Verizon.com/yourspeed for more info. Auto pay and pay-per-view billing required. Offer ends 8/28/19. Full terms at getfiles.com.
All right, we're coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We take you right up until Yankee baseball tonight. Rays at the stadium against the Yankees. Chirinos against Tanaka. And the Mets in Atlanta, as we said, against the Red Hot Braves, who have opened up in the division, have won 9 of their last 10. Wheeler against Soroka this evening. So the Yankees and Mets will both face two pitchers doing very well this year. Two teams doing very well this year. So good baseball abounds, and the Mets will be tested, obviously, on what is the first of an 11-game road trip. This is a straight shot to July 3rd, and good teams. Braves, Cubs, Phillies, Braves, Yankees. I mean, you're going to find out about a pen that just is god-awful. Jordan and Suffern, what's up, Jordan?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's happening?
So, I was at the game Friday after the Mets put together a nice little rally on the 7th inning. And Familia came out for the 8th. And you knew there was no chance he was going to hold on to that one-run lead. They got guys on first and second, and I turned to the guy next to me, and I go, "This should have a 3-run homer here." You know, next pitch, over the right field wall, 3-run homer. And that's $10 million that we're paying this guy for a year. We're paying the setup man $10 million a year. That thing's going to be locked down at 1, 2, 3, you know?
Listen, the previous general manager, as we know, and had his moments, but had a lot of trouble building the bullpen. It was a big issue. They never got that bullpen built correctly. And now this guy's come in, and right now, he's made a mess in the bullpen. The bullpen is an utter mess, and so far the years hasn't been good. Now, they've gotten, the best thing they've gotten is they've gotten the performances out of the young players. I mean, they've gotten a good performance out of McNeil. They've gotten a really good performance out of Davis. They've gotten a good performance out of Dom Smith. They've gotten a great performance out of Alonso. That's really been the key to the season. I mean, that's been what they've had so far. They've had some offense. They've had no bullpen. And the starting pitching has been a little up and down. We know they have talent there. But this bullpen is just, there's nothing worse than a bullpen you cannot rely on, because, let's be honest, you're in your bullpen every night in baseball. Not once in a while, it's every single night. Dave from Fairfield, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Mike, thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to address, I think, as a Mets fan, I think everyone, pretty much knows now that, the Wilpons really don't like to spend money. And when you hear about those potential trades in the offseason with, Noah for Realmuto, or Rosario, Conforto, and Nimmo for Realmuto, they're not going to give up those guys that are making pennies, to get someone like Realmuto who's going to be getting a pretty heavy paycheck.
They tried very hard to get Realmuto. That is so incorrect, it's ridiculous. I know for a fact they tried to get Realmuto. They didn't have anybody on the team, barring giving up one of their top pitchers, who they would take for Realmuto. They tried to get Realmuto for over a year. I mean, they tried to get Yelich first, got nowhere. They tried to get Realmuto because Miami wanted certain things from him, and they couldn't give it up because they didn't have a lot to give him, and they wanted their big pitchers, and they weren't giving them up. And they tried to get, I know for a fact they tried to get Realmuto. The Mets tried to get Realmuto forever. They couldn't get him. They just didn't have the pieces. Mark in Belmore, what's up, Mark?
Hey, Mike, what's happening?
What's happening?
Hey, listen, that trade that Brody made with Cano and Diaz, it's getting worse by the day. Their bullpen is absolutely atrocious. He's fixed nothing with the bullpen. And since baseball's gotten younger year after year, now baseball's a young sport. Why would you trade your young prospects, who are flourishing, by the way, in the minor leagues, for old players? It makes no sense. And now you have a bullpen.
They traded for a young star in the bullpen. He wasn't young. He's not old.
Okay,
he's
but you also
young.
you traded away a young arm that you could be using.
Yeah, but you traded away for a guy who was a bullpen star. I mean, last year he was the best reliever in baseball.
What are you going to do with Canosa? What are you going to do with Canosa next?
Well, listen, they brought in a guy who was a Hall of Famer, who you thought had a couple of years left, and you still don't know if he doesn't. I mean, it's too early to give up that Cano's not going to play well at all. I don't believe that yet. I'm still not convinced, because Cano's never had a bad year. So until he has one, I'm going to go on the idea that he can still pitch.
I would never take the chance on that, not at his age.
You know what? So far it hasn't worked, but but you know what? All you're telling me is guys are playing well in the minor leagues. Until they play well in the major leagues, doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You know, those guys, they don't count. I know I got the best prospect in the whole organization. Until that guy's doing it in the major leagues, they haven't lost. When he's in the major leagues, they're destroyed. I understand that, but they don't get paid. You don't get paid because the guy's hitting in the minors. That doesn't work. It really doesn't. Now listen, they thought Diaz was going to be a big player for him. He hasn't been it. He hasn't done the job. That's been the biggest problem. Listen, Cano has also gotten off to a horrific start. The first to admit it. Gotten off to a terrible start. But the Diaz part of that trade was considered to be a no-brainer, and it hasn't worked. Frankie in the Bronx. What's up, Frankie?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? First time caller.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, man. Anyway, I want to say something about the Yankees. I agree with what you said before. This is the Yankees here. You know, Clint Frazier, they sent him down to the minors. When I saw that game the other day, when he made all those terrible plays in the outfield, I said, listen, I guarantee, I bet you $1 to a donut that he's going to be part of a pitching trade very soon. Yeah, but
he's been a chip they were going to trade for 2 years, so it's not anything new. I mean, he's been part of the talk for 2 years. They have nowhere to play him. They have to trade him. He's a good bat. He's a very good bat. But the problem is, he might only be able to play in the American League. He might not be able to play in the outfield every day.
But he's also streaky, Mike, you know.
No, he's had a good no, he's got a good bat. His bat's real. I don't think there's any questions about his bat. I think his bat, he's done very well here this year with the bat. He's had a big contribution. The guy's got 11, 12 home runs. He's knocked in 30-something runs. I mean, the guy has done really well here so far this year. You can't diminish what he's done with the bat. Frazier's done a good job with the bat. He's a legitimate hitter. He might not fit in here. He might be a bit of a jerk. He might need a change of location. He might be better off in another city. But he also has got to show somebody that can be an everyday outfielder. That's the other thing. But I do think more than likely he's going to be part of a trade. I mean, I think that's the Yankees are going to make more than one pitching change. They're going to get more than one pitcher. One of them is going to include a deal for Frazier, you would think. Be very surprised if it doesn't. AC in Jersey, what's up, AC?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Talking about the King Frazier going to the minors. I mean, I'm really disappointed what the Yankees did, trying to get a 36-year-old over the hill minor league hitting batter like Antonio Jim from Seattle. It doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what player are you talking about? He's an over the hill? How many players would like to be over the hill like he is this year?
Well, and kind of John, when it comes to the right moment, he's going to choke.
Gotcha.
I mean, he did it a few times in the playoffs with Cleveland.
Yeah, that's how it works. Because if a guy does it once, that means he's going to do it the next time, right? That's how it always works.
Well, I don't think he's not the perfect guy, Mike.
Yeah, well, the guy's got 21 homers and 50 RBIs this year, and you're telling me he stinks this year. You're telling me he's over the hill. He's got 21 homers and 50 RBIs, and he's number 2 hitter in the league in runners and scoring position. So, I mean, I don't know what games you're watching, but the guy is a good offensive player. So any way you slice it, now, they have a surplus of these guys. I think this was, A, got him for nothing, B, blocked him from going to Tampa, and frees up them, gives them an insurance policy in case either Judge or Stanton go down again, and they trade away, it gives them a compensation for trading away the Frazier back. It's an insurance policy. It costs them nothing for this guy. Nothing. So that's all he is. He's an insurance policy. That's all he is. He's not going to change the team. He's not going to make the team that much different. We know what his limitations are. He's not a high average hitter. He's not a guy who's going to do much more than, I mean, he could play first base probably better than Voit, or at least as well, maybe even better. But he's a DH / first baseman who's, 36 years old, who's got a big bat. And who, can hit with runners in scoring position. But is it a big deal to trade? No. I think the biggest thing is they kept him away from Tampa, which is probably the biggest part of the trade. John in Brooklyn, what's up, John?
Hey, Mike, how you doing this afternoon? Hey, this Encarnacion trade, I don't like it when teams bring players on board to block other teams from getting them. In a case like Encarnacion, you're probably going to put him in the fourth hole, right? Now, I want you to think about this lineup right now.
He doesn't have to play every day, and he doesn't have to be in the fourth hole. I mean, he could be, but it doesn't matter where he hits.
Well, I look at it this way. Clint Frazier was probably at the top of the league. I think he was at the top in which runners in scoring position. And I know this guy's number 2. But if you envision the lineup right now, with him in it, you're going to have Judge second. You're going to have Stanton third. You're going to have Encarnacion or Voit fourth or fifth.
I don't like that. I bat Didi in between them. I put Didi in between them.
Okay, so now you're back in Sanchez. Sanchez was great in the fourth hole.
Listen,
now you're going to put him all the way back in the seventh.
Sanchez doesn't have to hit seventh. I don't know why you think that's the case. He doesn't have to hit seventh. He can hit wherever we can hit fifth on this team. It doesn't matter where they hit. It really doesn't. Judge is going to hit second. We know that. Okay? That's fine. Hicks is going to, LeMahieu's going to lead off. Judge is going to bat second. They'll probably put Didi in the 3-hole. Now, they might want to drop at Hicks, but I'd also put the lefties in between the righties. I don't want to stack all the righties up. It drops Torres down in the lineup, but you know what? So what? It makes the bottom of the lineup lethal. I'm not worried about where they hit. Let's be honest, they were batting Morales in the middle of the lineup. The guy wasn't even getting a hit. He was terrible. Morales made no sense to me. That one made no sense, I have to admit. This one, I understand it from a couple of standpoints. He's having a big year. You got him for nothing. And you blocked him from going, you kept him from going to Tampa where he probably was going. Tim in Staten Island, what's up, Tim?
Hey, Mike, big fan. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, what's happening?
I want to ask you about Frazier, but man, thank God Encarnacion's not going to Tampa. That would be a nightmare.
Well, I don't think he's that. I mean, he doesn't scare me that much. He really doesn't. I mean, he could help them. He'll help them, yes, but I don't think it's the end of the world if they're going to get another bat. They're not going to be able to block the next guy.
But now, about Frazier, we all want Bumgarner. I totally agree with you there. If for some reason we can't get a Bumgarner or a Scherzer, what's the next level arm that you would give up Frazier for?
Well, I think they might give up Frazier for Stroman. I think they could give up him in a deal for Bauer. They could, I don't know if the other guys that are out there merit. I'm not bringing any Met pitchers into this, okay? I don't think the Yankees and Mets are making a deal. They'll have to make a deal before I believe it. They haven't made a deal since, I think, 2002. I don't think they're making a deal, so I'm not counting any of the Met pitchers. So you're looking at Stroman, you're looking at Bumgarner, you're looking at Bauer. I'm not even bringing Scherzer in because you're not getting them for Frazier. You're going to have to give up a lot more than that to get. I mean, maybe you put Frazier in the deal, you're going to have to give up a lot more than that to get. Scherzer's going to cost you a lot. They're going to make it hurt for Scherzer. Otherwise, you're not going to get him. That's all there is to it. I don't hear what you're saying. Yeah, I would not trade for it. I don't think the Yankees will trade for it. I don't think they'll trade him. And I think the Yankees will, because I don't think the other teams will treat Voit as well as the Yankees think of him. I think the Yankees think higher of him than the other teams do. So I think the other teams, he will not be a guy who will get you just a key player. They're going to want Torres for Scherzer. They're going to want him. Whether they get him or not, that's who they're going to want. They're going to want a guy like that. They're going to want one of the Yankee crown jewels for Scherzer. They're going to want the best players in the organization for Scherzer. I mean, they're going to start there. I mean, they might not finish up there, but that's where they're going to start. John and Bayonne, what's up, John?
Well, Mike, you brought up the other day, and it's kind of crazy, but now I can see it.
Stan. I think Stan's the trade bait. I really do. I think
Cannot be traded. First of all, he has a no trade completely. Secondly, he's making $300 million.
Okay, and I understand it.
So how would you trade him? Where would you trade him to?
Okay, hear me or something, okay?
Just tell me where you're trading him.
Okay, I think, and it comes down to it, you could maybe trade him to the Padres.
He won't go. He wouldn't go to San Francisco. He wouldn't go to St. Louis. He's not going to San Diego.
I don't know. If you interviewed the guy that did a book and about cheating with
the only place that Stanton, they said, would even consider is the Dodgers, and the Dodgers don't need him.
Okay. But when it comes down to it, you look at it where he could be traded.
He's not trade bait. He has a no trade.
I know that, but I just have that feeling because...
Wait a second. How do you trade a guy who has a no trade?
You know what, though, Michael? He could fit well with Washington.
Listen, get used to it. He's in your outfield. He's not going anywhere. He's not going in. He's not. You can't trade him. He's not tradable. And you know, other teams don't want to pay him all that money.
Yeah, but we're not going to get Scherzer or Bumgarner for Frazier.
You're not getting. They don't want Stanton. They would never even consider. They want young players. They don't want Stanton. Come on. Yeah, you're right. You're not getting him for Frazier. You're getting him for Torres. Oh, you won't give up Torres? Well, they'll say, good, you're not getting Scherzer. Or you give us, you give us, maybe the Yankees have a great young arm in single or double A that I don't know about, who's really like locking it up somewhere. People love. They got ranked really high, and I don't know about him. Maybe there's one guy that was killing it. Maybe there's a guy that would excite them. I don't know if there is. There's a couple of guys in their organization that are okay that you would think, but I think it's going to take a heck of a package to get Scherzer there, and he's not going to come cheap. I mean, Rizzo said he did not say he wasn't tradable, but he also said he would be extremely expensive. So, and when you try to trade Stanton, when he has a no trade, which he has utilized on numerous occasions, plus he's making $300 million, and he hasn't hit a homer this year, you think these teams are going to line up for him? Rob and Thomas River, what's up, Rob?
Yeah, hi, Mike. Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
I think the pitching prospect you're looking for is Delvey Garcia.
I don't know. I don't know if they'd have to love the guy, and if they love him, maybe that triggers the trade. If they love the guy, I mean, they have to love him, is really what it comes down to.
I don't think so. I'm more interested in your opinion. I know your opinion about Bumgarner. But that you mentioned the stopgap guy. Who can we get?
Stroman's the stopgap guy. They can get him probably for Frazier and a little something else. Stroman is the stopgap guy for them. That's the guy they could probably get tomorrow. I think that trade's makeable whenever they want. I think the Stroman deal is one they could make probably any day they want to make it. Back after this.
I'm David McNeil, founder and owner of WeatherTech.com, the world's leader in vehicle accessories. As a pet lover, I started PetComfort.com. So when I needed a new website, I turned to AmericanEagle.com, the website developer that I've come to know and trust since 1999. WeatherTech has grown tremendously over the last 29 years, and having our website designed, developed, and upgraded numerous times by AmericanEagle.com has been a key to our growth. And they focus on what's important, my business goals and objectives. They've done it for me at WeatherTech.com for years, and they're doing it with PetComfort.com today. If you're in need of serious, experienced, and expert website design, development, strategy, and hosting, I urge you to contact AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1. AmericanEagle.com, 877-WEB-NOW-1. At Cadillac of Mawa, a big reason for their success is people know when they buy one of their many vehicles, it's not the end of the relationship, it's just the beginning. They know the service technicians are the absolute best, and they can get their car serviced at their convenient location right on Route 17 North in Mawa. You see, they don't want to be your car dealer for the life of your car. They want to be your car dealer for the rest of your life. Visit in-store or online at CadillacofMawa.com and experience a lifetime of loyalty.
This is Jim Roman, the
CBS Sports Minute. Gary Woodland is your 2019 U.S. Open champion, and there may not be a better story around. Going into yesterday, everybody knew the stat that Gary Woodland was 0 for 7 when holding a 54-hole lead. So naturally, the expectation was, with the 2013 U.S. Open champ Justin Rose as his playing partner and the major machine, Brooks Koepka just ahead of them, somebody was going to run down Woodland, and Koepka got out fast and looked like he was going to crush it. But Woodland didn't blink. He had that magnificent 3-wood on 14. Then he chipped to the green on 17, and then rolled in a long birdie putt on 18 to slam the door shut. Gary Woodland is an absolute champion. He had Brooks Koepka, the two-time defending champ, and the most dominant force in golf, bearing down on him, and he never blinked. He's your 2019 U.S. Open champ. Nothing but respect. I'm Jim Rome.
I'm not a big talker. I am a big doer. But sometimes the only way to solve the problem is to get on the horn and figure it out. So the only people I like talking to? Granger. With knowledgeable product experts, ready with the answers to my toughest questions, calling Granger is the one conversation I don't mind having. From machining and motor parts to valves and vacuum pumps. When it comes to solving my problems, Granger's got my back. Call, clickgranger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Right now, get a 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for just $11.99. That's a pretty unbelievable deal for a pretty unbelievable oil. But trust us, it's totally real, but only for a limited time. So get your 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for only $11.99 today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state local taxes or recycling fees. Limit 6 per customer. Offer ends 6/30/19.
Summer requires one thing: keeping your home cool. Looking for all the comfort of a central cooling and heating system but don't have existing ductwork? Don't waste your money on an inefficient bulky window AC unit. Upgrade to an efficient ductless AC and heat pump system with Bruni and Campisi. Qualifying buyers can install a brand new ductless system for as low as $55 a month and $0 down. Learn more at BruniandCampisi.com or call 914-250-5200.
The U.S. Open Tennis Championships, the world's grandest slam, is built both on the court and off. It's built by fire and banter, by day matches and nightlife, but mostly it's built to experience live. The U.S. Open Tennis Championships, August 26th through September 8th. Get your tickets now at usopen.org.
Like your phone but not your service, with Spectrum Mobile you can keep your current phone and upgrade your network. Simply pick the data plan that's right for you and start saving. Pay for the data you use or choose unlimited for just $45 a month per line. No added taxes and fees, all in, period. Talk and text are always free. Switching is easy. Keep your phone or shop Spectrum's selection of the hottest new phones. Go to spectrum.com/BYOD to learn more or to find a store near you. Spectrum Internet required. Restrictions apply.
Right now at CVS Pharmacy, you can earn up to 50 extra bucks rewards each year just for filling prescriptions. Which means the medicines you take to stay healthy might also do a little something for the health of your wallet. So visit your local CVS Pharmacy to sign up and start earning up to 50 extra bucks rewards on prescriptions. Terms and conditions apply. Not valid on all prescriptions, including those purchased in Arkansas, New Jersey, or New York. Other state restrictions apply. See cvs.com/RxRewards or the pharmacy for details.
Innovation doesn't always mean adding blades. So Gillette made Skin Guard, their first razor that actually helps stop shaving irritation, razor bumps, and razor burn. Here's what guys are saying after trying Gillette Skin Guard.
I was a little skeptical at first because there are so many razors that claim this or that. My skin is really sensitive and I tried it and was blown away. I had the first pain-free shave in almost 26 years.
Enough said. Try Gillette Skin Guard and stop shaving irritation or get your money back.
Alright, now the Yankee lineup is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, the official sub sandwich shop of the Yankees. Here you go. LeMahieu at third, Voit at first, batting second. Hicks in center, Sanchez catching, and Carcion DH. Didi at short, Glabber at second, Glabber at second, Maven in right, Gardy in left, Tanaka on the mound. So LeMahieu, Voit, Hicks, Sanchez and Carcion and Didi, Torres, Maven, and Gardy, with Tanaka on the mound game of the series, got killed that night. CeCe got just lit up that night. He was got, they went against Giolito, who gave them 6 good innings, but the game was over in the first inning. I mean, CeCe couldn't get anybody out. And it was awful. It was absolutely awful. He wasn't hitting the ball at people. They were hitting it off. I mean, they were just pounding. He wasn't fooling anybody. And then they turned around and won the next 2 games after that. The Mets will be in Atlanta tonight. Wheeler against Soroka coming up this evening. So, and the Yankees will get Stanton back tomorrow. Still waiting on the Judge. But Picasso in the lineup right away. And he's had a big year. He's got 21 homers, 49 RBI, so he's had a big year this year. I want to get to the U.S. Open. I'll get to that in a little while, so stay tuned for that. I want to also get to the big trade in the NBA. What does that mean for the Knicks? Also, what do I think about it from the Lakers standpoint? I would not be making reservations for the championship just yet in LA. We'll get to that too. Let's see where we go. Giancarlo in Connecticut, what's up?
Hey, Mike, love the show.
What's up?
Quick question. What do you think? Everybody keeps talking about, the top starter for the Yankees are shopping. What about a guy like Trevor Bauer that's being floated around for Frazier? Because
more than that. I mean, but you have to give up more than that. I mean, you might get him. The Frazier could be included in the deal, but you're going to have to give up more. Bauer threw a shutout yesterday. He could be available. Cleveland's obviously going through a turnover, but he's going to cost more. There's no question. I worry about him in New York a little bit, too. I don't love him in New York. Casey in Queens. What's up, Casey?
Mike, do we think that, certainly I'm not sending James Harden to San Diego. That's the wackiest thing I've heard all day. Do we think the Mets and Yankees would collaborate on a trade to involve the three-way market?
No, I don't think they will do anything together.
Don Smith and Clint Frazier, both 2013 draft pick first rounders that are blocked in New York. The Giants want them back. They want young everything. Bumgarner to the Yankees, and the Mets are pledged with all young arms. They peel wherever they can as far as young guys on the side.
I don't see the Mets.
Not out of line, right?
Casey, the Yankees and Mets have not made a deal in almost 20 years. They don't get along very well. They get along much worse than they did when George was here. Much worse. Okay? So they don't.
We might need to send them Horace Stoneham to get involved.
Well, I understand the premise, but I just don't see them making a deal now. That doesn't mean the Yankees can't get them going from the Giants. I'm sure they can. Jack in Manhattan. What's up, Jack?
Hey, Mike, I know how much your kids mean to you, so I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. Obviously the Mets bullpen is killed and the season is on the brink, but I did call to defend Familia. Now, in the previous 3 years, he gave up 5 home runs in 135 innings. He got $30 million. Now, Robinson got $23 million for Phillies as we pitched. Britton, $13 million setup guy, pitched well. But I just think, the biggest trouble we about the Mets bullpen is...
How can you defend Familia this year? It's been terrible.
Well, it's been terrible. I agree. But I think the signing, this is a guy who gave up 5 home runs.
But bringing him back here was a very risky move. It really was. It was kind of a head scratcher. Tyler joins us. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, Mike, long time, first time.
Thank you. What's up?
I live down the Abbey in Carolina.
Thank you. What's up?
Right, so in Carson, nothing, $10 million. Well, I mean, it was $6 million for Geico a stretch. I mean, why weren't we more aggressive on that deal?
I don't think they liked it. I don't think they really liked it. I really don't think they did. If you notice, the two teams that are the most analyst-driven, the Yankees and the Astros, did not make moves of any. I mean, they made very conservative bids. Okay. So I don't think they love them. I really don't. John in Rockland, what's up, John?
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
What's happening?
I just want to say, this reminds me when he talked to me, it reminds me a lot about Cecil Fielder in '96. We got him and he played a big role. I think all these guys calling saying that it's a bad move. I just don't see it at all.
I think it's a bad move. I don't think it hurts. I just don't think it hurts. You have Morales on the team. You have Frazier on the team. case Judge or Stanton go down again, and they have been gone for months. So it's not like the Yankees have to be concerned about their health this year with those two because they haven't played at all. So he does give you that bat if you need it. So I don't think it's the end of the world, and it didn't cost you anything. That's a salary. Rick Jones, what's up, Rick?
Hey, Mike. Happy holidays.
Good, what's up?
Hey, real quick question I want to ask you. One of Chris Young jumping on board with the Yankees. I like that. Now, with the obviously Frazier, going to be definitely a trade date. But I did hear on the radio over the weekend quite a bit of talk about possibly trading. I just wanted your thoughts on that. What do you think you would? And you did kind of answer that. So
I don't think the Yankees will trade Voigt for the reason I gave you. I don't think other teams value him as much as the Yankees do.
Okay, that's right. The other thing is, with the lineup, when Judge comes back, I know you can't want to see Judge batting second and Stanton batting third again. That cannot be the lineup, right?
Well, it can be. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. Judge is going to bat second. You know that. We'll see who they put. They could put a variety of people in the third spot. I would prefer they put a lefty in the third spot, to be honest with you. I would prefer they put Didi in the third spot myself, just because I want to break up the righties and the lefties. Dave in Brooklyn, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Mike, thanks for taking my call.
Hey, what's up?
Listen, everybody that called in, I think has made some sort of pronunciation error, and I just want to say, if errors are not still.
So, all right, well, listen, we'll all up with that, Dave. Thanks for that. I'm glad you got us under control. Jim in Westbury, what's up, Jim?
Yeah, Mike, Chris Frazier, if he got the same at bats as starting like say tomorrow, and how many more home runs do you think Garcia would have more than Frazier?
I don't know. But he isn't done that. He's got 400 career home runs. He's not a guy who's been doing it for a week. He's a guy who's been doing it his whole life.
I agree.
And no one's knocking Frazier's bat.
No.
But he's a guy who is trade bait. You can't trade a 36-year-old DH, who's already at the other end of his career. So, so trading him is not an issue. Trading Frazier is a pile. Plus, Frazier has done everything he can to wear out his welcome here. He has not made himself he has not handled himself very well.
My point is that who would have more RBI?
Who cares? You can't tell me Frazier's better than the other guy. The other guy's a proven player. What's the point? What is the point, Dave? What is the point?
Look how young Frazier is.
So what's the point?
I mean, how old the other guy?
What is the point?
So you would have Frazier for the rest of his life.
You're trying to trade him for a pitcher. You're trying to trade him for a pitcher.
I don't know. I wouldn't let him go. That's just my point.
You don't want to let him go. He's that valuable? You don't want to let him go for a pitcher?
Well, what kind of pitchers are left out there? I mean, who is out there?
So you're making Frazier out to be a little more than he is. You really are. Way more than he is. Gary in Woodbury, what's up, Gary?
Mike, I've been wanting to ask you this question for quite a while, and since I got through, I'm going to ask you. Do you think that the Yankees at the end of the year will pay Betances what he can get from someone elsewhere? And further, do you think that when the time comes to open up the vault to sign Judge, that they will give him big money given the fact that he's injured all the time?
I think they have to pay Judge. I don't know. It depends on what. Betances' money is very tricky because they have Betances over a barrel, and if he misses the whole season, he's not going to make a lot of money. He's going to be very unhappy with the situation. As far as Judge, if you don't pay him now, you're going to pay him later. There's no way around it. That's all there is to it. Because, he's Judge. That's it. He's going to get the money. Is he injury prone? Yes. Is that a concern? Yeah, it has to take it into account. Judge has to give you a full year eventually. Now, I gave you one, but he's got to get past these injuries so that you feel a little more confident about his ability, to play every day rather than miss months at a time. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, Mike, thanks for taking the call.
What's happening?
Two things. One, I agree with what you're saying. I don't understand why just because you have a great stud now going back to the minors that you just trade him. With the injuries to the end, it's proven you want to have that guy in your pocket. The other thing is...
because Frazier has got a limited value anyway. He has to be a DH or a guy who has to be caddied for late in games. That's a limited player for the Yankees, considering they have so many right-handed players.
The other thing, Mike, just to change topics real quick, because you would know your baseball significance and knowledge is pretty good. I'm trying to convince my friend and talk to him about Trout. Could you kind of break down the significance of this Trout and what he means to the game and where you kind of see him in the echelon of all-time players? Because I'm trying to convince this guy he's Mickey Mantle, and he's not.
Trout is off to the best start in his career, is off to a start that rivals any player's ever had in the history of baseball. So at this juncture, Trout can be any player you can name in the history of baseball. Trout can be right there with any one of them. That's how good he is. He is a guy who is over 1,000 for his career with the OPS. He's there. Like, if you don't even think about Trout in a season where you've talked about Yelich and you've talked about Bellinger and you've talked about all these guys, when you go to and who's there? Trout. 1.069. There are 6 players over 1,000. He, of course, is right there because he's always right there. He's right there for his entire career. His career is 996. So he's just a smidge under for his career. So, I mean, he's the best player in baseball by a wide margin. Now, you have guys maybe having there might be a player having a better year. I think right now there is. But Trout's year right now is pretty significant, too, when you think about it. He's got a 1.069 OPS, so he's over 1,000. He's got 19 homers and 46 RBIs. He's on pace for, I believe, about 100 and... I think he's on a pace for 40... He's on a pace for 45 homers. And he's on a pace for... How many walks? He's on a pace for 180 or 170 walks. His on-base percentage is .455 this year. .455. It's over .420 for his career. His average year recently has been .450, .440, .460, right around there. He gets 100 runs scored every year. Listen, he's a great player, and he finishes in the top 2 or 3 in the MVP every single season. So, I mean, there's nothing he doesn't do. And the call is right. We should get his name right. It's Encarnacion. There is an extra syllable in there. So it's not whatever we say the first time, it is Encarnacion. So, make sure we make someone happy out there. Joe and Shelton, what's up, Joe?
What's up, Mike? How are you?
What's happening?
Hey, Mike, I agree with you with the deal for Encarnacion. Insurance sort of for Judge and Stan. Does he play first base at all?
He plays it better than Voit.
DH.
Plays it better than Voit.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I think they'll use him. I think they'll use him more as a DH than. You see, I think that Voigt's age comes into it, and they're hoping he can improve at first base. I'd say right now, Encarnacion's probably a little better. Now, at 36, he might not be a surprise, so you might take that into account. So maybe they're a wash. But
now, could you see a scenario where, I mean, if the right deal comes along, they trade Voit?
I don't, that's come up because of this deal. I don't think the Yankees are in the market for trading Voit, because I think other teams, if I was the other team, and the Yankees called to me about trading Voit, I think, you know what? The Yankees still think he's a one-hit wonder. That's what I would think. I would still believe that. I still think they felt he had a good year, and that they're seeing holes in his swing already, and I would hang up on him, because I'm not going to give you something good for him right now, and the Yankees aren't going to give him away for nothing, and I don't think, I wouldn't take him right now. I'd make him do it for a couple of years before I would treat him. So the Yankees are going to treat him like he's really valuable and wants something specific. I'm not going to give him that. I'm not going to let them treat him that way if they're willing to dump him after 1 year. So I would take it more as a one-hit wonder kind of thing. That would be the way I'd look at it. Now with Security Dodge in Amityville, take up to 25% off the MSRP on select 2018, 2019 Ram trucks. Plus, take up to $10,000 off the MSRP on the all-new 2018 Wranglers. Get zero down on every new vehicle. Up to 25% off the MSRP on new Ram trucks. Up to $10,000 off the MSRP on the 2018 Wranglers. SecurityDodge.com during the Jeep Celebration event and Ram Bigger Things sales event. Now with Security Dodge in Amityville, take up to 25% off the MSRP on select 2018, 2019 Ram trucks. Plus up to $10,000 off the MSRP on all new Wranglers. SecurityDodge.com during the Jeep Celebration and the Jeep Ram Bigger Things sales events going on right now. Right back.
That feeling when things just fall into place? EasyCater.com gives you that for business catering. Find a reliable local restaurant and order online. EasyCater is there when you need them. Life's a little easier now because when you need food for work, you go to EasyCater.com.
When you hear the name Paul Miller, you may think of the 2018 WeatherTech Championship winning race team. Or maybe it's the Paul Miller Auto Group with 12 franchises in New Jersey. The Paul Miller Auto Group, one of the largest auto groups in New Jersey, can fit any budget. Visit us online at paulmiller.com.
I'm Captain Obvious, and every day thousands of people book trips on Hotels.com. Trips you will later hate like. What's a hate like? It's when you like Becky's picture of another perfect waterfall, even though you kind of hate it. It's not that you hate Becky, it's that you hate that she's there, and you're at work listening to Lisa talk about her alleged food allergies. Don't hate like Becky's trip. Book your own with Hotels.com and get rewarded basically everywhere. Hotels.com. Be there, do that, get rewarded.
Top doctors can work with any hospital they want. More of them choose New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in the U.S. New York Presbyterian, New York's #1 hospital for a reason. Learn more at nyp.org/amazingfacts.
Live from the Town Fair Tire Studio, it's Mike's On, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody's a Jersey Mike's two-day Yankees box office blitz. Be listening this hour and every hour until 6 p.m. tonight to win Yankees Diamondbacks field-level tickets for their July 31st game. Then coming up tomorrow is field-level tickets to see the Bombers and Colorado Rockies July 19th. So make sure you're locked in to win. Then coming up both nights, it's Yankees Rays baseball at 7:05 with Yankees pregame at 6:25. Exclusively on your flagship station for Yankees talk, tickets, and every game. The Fan, Sports Radio 1019 FM and Sports Radio 66, WFAN and WFAN FM, New York, a radio.com sports station.
Brought to you by Hint Water. Hint is pure, still, or sparkling water infused with a variety of fruit flavors, including watermelon, blackberry, and cherry. No sugar, no sweeteners, no calories. Available in your local grocery store or at drinkhint.com. Hint, mouth-watering water. It's the start of a 10-game Yankee homestand against the likes of the Rays, Astros, and Blue Jays. In fact, the Yanks and Tampa Bay Rays will square off against each other 11 times in the next 25 games. Game 1 tonight. Yankees on a half-game edge on Tampa. The Red Sox playing better ball. 5-game win streak draws them within 5.5. And the Yanks will have Edwin Encarnacion in the lineup, acquired via the Mariners over the weekend. He is the DH and will hit number 5. Yankee outfielder Brickard.
We got a lot of talented guys in the room and a lot of talented guys headed back, which will be nothing but make our team stronger. So, you never know what can happen.
Yankees to pitch Rashi Harris tonight. Yankee baseball in the Fan. Yankee pregame at 6:25. Mets embark on an important road trip. Braves, Cubs, and Phillies after dropping 3-4 for the Cardinals out at Citi Field. Start of a series in Atlanta right now. Mets are 3 back to 500, 7.5 back to front-running Atlanta in the division. Mets on WCBS 880 at 7. You can join David Cohn and his Yankee Friends All-Star Band at the Perfect Celebration in New York City, Wednesday, June 19th, to benefit the David Cohn Foundation. Special appearance by Paul Simon. Tickets and details at conezone.com. 74 degrees, and there's some light rain in the air. This is John Miko on Sports Radio 1019 FM and Sports Radio 66 WFAN, your flagship station for New York sports. Listen to the Fan anytime, anywhere. Download the radio.com app. Favorite us today. If you have Alexa or Google Home, just say play WFAN. You'll be locked into the Fan. Contractors and property managers partner up with Brothers Supply for all of your air conditioning and heating needs. Call today for a quote or visit online at brothersupply.com. Remember, Brothers Supply has it in stock.
revolutionary cardio rescue program to slow, stop, or even reverse coronary artery disease. Recognized as a leading executive exam by the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, and more, Instant Longevity provides a world-class personalized preventive medicine for your key executives, and it's all done in one luxurious setting. Keep your company in peak health. Call Instant Longevity right now at 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC. Or visit our corporate program online at InstantLongevityCenter.com.
Full of assets, picks, players for one player. Whether it's for Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, etc. The team that gets the star almost every time wins the trade, historically. Almost always turns out that way. In this case, I think the Lakers, who were pretty much boxed in, taken an outrageous risk, and I think the Pelicans did really well for themselves because they put themselves in a very good position, and they have assets now, they have tradable assets now, they can trade for, they can do whatever they want in terms of the draft, they have a high pick now, they can do, other than taking, of course, Zion with the warmest they will, they can rebuild this team very quickly. They could trade the 4 for a veteran player. They are in a very, very good place right now, and they got a lot for this trade. And here's the part. I do not believe that adding Davis to LeBron gives you a championship team. I think that LeBron makes everybody better, and I think he will have a very big year next year because I think he will be rested, he will be heavily motivated, I think he will for next year get a special year out of LeBron. I think he'll be the MVP of the league next year. I think he will have a wonderful regular season. I think he'll be highly motivated, and I think he's gotten more. You can't win big with him unless you give him specific pieces. They need pieces to put around him in a way that allows him to have the ball, especially in the fourth quarter, and allows him to take it to the basket at will, play off the pick and rolls, play off the double teams, hit guys on either side on the wing, 50 guys. They will offensive big man because what are you going to do with him and LeBron in the half court together? I don't like it. That's not how he plays. He wants the ball and he wants to draw the double team to him. And he wants to be able to, as part of the option, to take the ball to the basketball. I mean, Davis has to clear out, and he wants Davis on the perimeter to nullifies who he is. I don't love, you're going to have to show me with the pieces you put around him, the rest of the pieces, how it works with him and the big man together. I don't love it with him. I don't mind him with the rim protector. I don't mind him with the rebounder. I don't like him with an offensive big man scorer. I think that nullifies some of the strength of what we're doing. So I don't love that offense. It's tricky to me. It's very tricky to me how it's going to operate. So I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to tell you that it's going to take a lot of coaching and a lot of maneuvering for it to work and a lot of other subtleties with the rest of the personnel. You've got to have catch and shoot automatic guys in this perimeter now. Absolutely. You need a host of them. Now, for the teams that wanted Davis, you know what? Consider yourselves lucky because I think getting Davis in this NBA, getting that kind of big man is not the route to success. I'm not taking anything away from his talents. I'm taking it away from the way the game is gone. you're a Knick fan, you're saying, what's my plan here? What's my plan now that there's no Durant? And Knick fans seem to have decided there's no Durant. I know I'm in the minority when I say I would take the risk. I understand if you don't want to. I have reasons why I think I would. But I want to first hear what the other options are. I mean, I don't see how there's much. I don't want Irving. I don't believe that Kawhi's coming in. I haven't heard, word one about that. So I don't see them having that player, and they need to come out of this with something. And I think they better be careful not to make the really overpay dramatically just to add pieces and go down the wrong too far and get caught in paying for the players. You don't want to pay for Tobias. I'm not trying to knock Tobias Harris a local bit. I'm not trying to, but Tobias Harris, Middleton, Kemba Walker. You don't want to pay big. You don't want to pay max money for those guys. Don't want to do that. So, and I think the Pelicans have a chance now to really rebuild that team. And I am not the biggest Ball fan, but I will tell you this: a Ball Holiday backcourt is a heck of a defensive backcourt. It really is. And they got some very workable pieces there. Now, they're going to build everything around Zion, and I think he's going to take more time than people think. But that's what they're going to do, so we're going to see it out of work. But I think that the pieces they got, for what they got, I thought they did very, very well. And you have to commend them for what they did. I think they did very well. And usually the team that gives away the big player loses. I think the team that gave away the big player won on the street. I really believe they did. Now in the U.S. Open, there's two things we learned. I'm going to give you three things that we learned this weekend. One, we learned without any benefit of any doubt, without any question, with a shadow of a doubt. We learned that when you're talking about meaningful golf tournaments, that Brooks Koepka is in a league by himself right now. To get the Kemper Open, or the next tournament, Walla Walla, the big tournaments, when Kemper comes to play, there's no one like him. No one in his league. And he put up a championship performance this weekend, 4 rounds in the 60. No one had ever not won the U.S. Open putting up 4 rounds in the 60. He went after it yesterday, and really in really tremendous fashion. It's just that Woodland made some plays down the stretch, and for a guy who had never won, and a guy that I didn't think was well suited to that course because he's never been a scrambler. He was ranked 169th in scrambling, and he was a number 1 scrambler on the course this weekend, and he made some wild scrambles yesterday, including the one where he was way in the rough, and he had a 160-yard shot where Azumi said there's no way you can get it to the green. He not only got it to the green, he got it to the green where he almost made the putt for bird. That was an incredible iron shot he hit out of the rough. He hit a couple other tremendous shots, and then he hit the 260-yard 3-wood that just cleared the front bunker that wound up giving him the birdie that gave him a little bit of an opening, gave him a 2-shot lead over Koepka, and allowed him to kind of play safe down the stretch. And then wound up being short on 17 and making that very nice shot, that very nice wedge shot that almost went in, and then obviously making the putt on 18. To have a guy who, until this year, had never finished in the top 10 in a major. He did in the PGA, which I gave him as my long shot, and he finished in the top 10 in the PGA, and now has come back off that at 75 to 1 and won the U.S. Open. A really terrific performance. The other thing we learned is that until they improve their putting, you cannot count on them to win majors, and that is Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson. Dustin Johnson played well enough on Friday to shoot 62, and instead he was lucky to be A1 on the par. He missed so many makeable putts. Over the weekend, he said his putting was nowhere. They said he was out there on Saturday even changing his grip. I mean, the guy cannot putt in a big spot. It's amazing how many of these great players are great tee to green and can't putt. Adam Scott can't putt. Rory can't putt in the clutch. DJ can't putt. These guys can kill it. Tee to green, they can't make a big putt. And that's what you have to do. You have to be able to make putts, and that's what Koepka can do. He can make a putt. And he is clutch. What a great performance by him. Great performance by Woodland. And he wins himself the U.S. Open, and he will be long remembered by that. A couple of those shots, but I guess it will be the 263-yard three-wood that he hit that gave him a chance to make a birdie and have enough of a cushion to take it home from there. But that was an amazing shot over the front bunker. Rose had 274, didn't go for it, lit it up. Even though he was behind, didn't think he could clear it. And then he took it and just cleared that front bunker. Just cleared it from 263. A tremendous shot. I think they said he had 254, if I remember right, but they said he wound up hitting the ball 263. I mean, that was a just tremendous performance on that shot. So, I thought it was a good tournament. One great. I understand usually a couple of name wins, and a name was second, but Woodland now, a guy who had been 0 for 7 trying to close out tournaments, and from in front, and now had never won a major, wins the U.S. Open. And Koepka was second in the Masters, first in the PGA, second in the U.S. Open. What a performance. I mean, really, the guy's unbelievable. Your calls when we come back.
New York City. Welcome to Save Yourself with Geico.
It's late, and you accidentally like an old photo of your ex. You unlike it, but it's no use. The internet is faster than your fingers, and you couldn't save yourself from the agony of an unintentional ex-like. But you could save yourself hundreds by switching your car insurance to Geico. You could save on motorcycle, boat, and RV insurance, too. Plus, the Geico Insurance Agency could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance. While the photo you liked, but actually hate, is becoming your biggest problem. You should know Geico is the largest auto insurer in the state. Geico even offers 24/7 access to licensed agents and the award-winning Geico mobile app. It's funny how a misplaced tap could cause such anguish. Speaking of tapping, your local Geico agent could help you tap into more savings, like federal and military discounts.
You couldn't save yourself from an unintentional ex-like, but you could save yourself hundreds with Geico online, over the phone, or at your local office.
Red wine? Quick, the quicker picker upper. Bounty picks up spills and messes quicker. And it's 2 times more absorbent than the leading ordinary brand, so you can get back on track quicker. Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
And indeed, we understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Hone in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply. Transform your home with the beauty and craftsmanship of Marvin Windows and Doors. Define your home and visit Marvin.com today.
A message from the Vision Zero initiative. On July 11th, New York City's expanded speed camera law goes into effect. Cameras will operate from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Monday through Friday, year-round. If we all obey the speed limit, we can prevent crashes and save lives.
This time of year in New York calls for spending time outside. Take advantage of the nice weather and save yourself time by parking with Spot Hero. Just download the app, type in your destination, and pick your spot. Use promo code CITY on the app to save $10 off your first park. Spot Hero, park smarter.
When you hear the name Paul Miller, you may think of the 2018 WeatherTech Championship winning race team. Or maybe it's the Paul Miller Auto Group, with 12 franchises in New Jersey. The Paul Miller Auto Group, one of the largest auto groups in New Jersey, can fit any budget. Visit us online at paulmiller.com.
Work is hectic. Don't you love those moments of calm when things just fall into place? That's what it feels like when you order business catering from Easy Cater. Visit easycater.com or download the app. Just like that, you can find a reliable local restaurant, place your order online, and know that Easy Cater is there when you need them. You feel some weight lift. Life's a little easier
tickets right now. Field level tickets for July 31st against Arizona. Right now, third quarter, 866-540, WFAN. For Christmas every hour, for your chance to win. It's all powered by Jersey Mike's. The official Sub Sandwich shop for the New York Yankees. Now, let's take time for this major announcement. This is the HSS Sports Medicine Institute is now opening a new location on Manhattan's West Side. They offer the same stuff they do at HSS, the Hospital for Special Surgery, on the east side, which is ambulatory surgery, physical therapy, performance training center by some of the best. That's why the top athletes, the top coaches, the top players from all combined sports all go to HSS, the Hospital for Special Surgery, for care. The top HSS rehabilitation professionals provide performance testing, including motion capture, scalp simulation, sports nutrition. To learn more about HSS, go to the HSS Sports Medicine Institute and go to hss.edu/westside. That's hss.edu/westside. So the special surgery folks open one up on the west side, so two is better than one. Richie on Brightwaters, what's up, Richie?
Hey, man. A couple things before I want to go into Chicago, but I love the prime time of the coverage. That was great having it.
You know, it's always nice that, you play in California, you get a chance to play it a little later in the day, absolutely.
Yeah. Did you guys see they didn't wreck the course?
They can't wreck that course, that's why.
Yeah, they couldn't wreck the course. And then the other thing I thought was amazing was the amateur broke Jack Nicklaus's record for 60 years. That's shot I think 280 was the total.
Yeah, Jack shot 282, he shot 280.
That was amazing when you think of that. I think who did he play with in the last group? Was it Rory?
I'm not sure who Havlin played with, but he's obviously a very talented player from Oklahoma State, and he did break Jack's record of shooting 280 at the Open. John in Locust Valley, what's up, John?
Oh, hi, Mike. You were right that Nicholson was not competitive on that course. But at the same time, you had John Rahm finish third. You had a guy, Gary Woodland, who was only 22nd in hitting greens. So the big bombers were a factor. It wasn't so much.
Well, the amazing thing about Woodland is you got to scramble on that course, and he was number one this week in scrambling. He's 169th on the tour. So, I mean, that's a guy that doesn't scramble well, and that means, when you're in trouble, when you're in the rough, when you're here, and he scrambled great this week. So that was the difference for it was him. His play around the green was much better, while some of the other guys who could have had a chance, like DJ, who plays well usually at Pebble, could not make a putt. I mean, he could not. I mean, he had a chance. If you went back and saw his Friday round, he had a chance to shoot 62, and he made one putt on the day. I mean, that was it. He said from 3 to 18, I had a good birdie opportunity on every hole, and he made one putt. So his putting's got to get better. That's all there is to it. He's got to figure out something he can live with. But he is capable of winning a lot of majors if he can get his putting down. If he doesn't, he's not going to win a lot of majors.
Thank you.
All right, and Rory's the same way. I mean, Rory yesterday missed a putt early on that you knew it was over. Same thing with Adam Scott. Adam Scott had a two-footer and pushed it 8 feet past the two-footer. What are you doing? You can't putt that way in the ring. You have to be able to putt. And these guys, they hit a great tee to green, they can't putt. I mean, Rory kills it, but he can't make a putt. And DJ, admittedly, was out there changing on Saturday, he was out there changing his grip. Mike and Half Moon, what's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike. You hit it right on the head. I was thinking the same thing you were when I picked up Encarnacion. To prevent him from going either Tampa Bay or Boston, and the injury factor for Stanton and Judge. I mean, who knows how they're going to be when they come back here. So that was a good move. But as far as trying to find a pitcher, I'm looking today online, like, there's really not much out there.
Well, listen, we know who the guys are. I mean, first of all, the Yankees have been talking, and they've been chasing Stroman for a while. He's a very gettable pitcher. On top of that, Bauer is a guy who's possible. Bumgarner, we don't know if Scherzer's going to be in the mix. Boyd is out there, and there's a possibility. There's a couple of guys on Texas who are possible. possibilities. I mean, there are pitches, but again, there's not a lot of good pitches. Obviously, to me, there's one that stands out above all others. It's not even close. You don't have to worry about makeup. You don't have to worry about toughness. You don't have to worry about anything, and that is, to me, Bumgarner. And you can give him a new lease on life. Anthony is Staten Island. What's up, Anthony?
How you doing, Mike?
What's happening?
The announcement and Carnacchio on trade.
Yes.
How did the Yankees get him for a bag of balls? This guy led the American League in home runs.
Because he's making money and people don't want old players. They don't want to pay old players. That's what it comes down to.
But this guy is leading the AL
Yeah, but he's 36 years old. They don't want old players. Teams want to unload old players. And most of those teams aren't in the market for him. There's a couple of teams in, and the Yankees were willing to give them a prospect really back and assume the money. And a lot of teams don't want to do it. They don't want to give up the money for him. They don't want to take on the money. They don't want to deal with it. The Yankees are a little different in that regard. Mike in Huntington, what's up, Mike?
What's going on, Mike?
What's up?
So I was looking at numbers this morning, and there's legitimately about 10 to 12 guys this year in Major League Baseball that can hit 50. The All-Star break and baseball has done something to the balls because this is unsustainable for baseball.
That they changed the ball this year, I don't have any answer for that. B, I doubt it. I mean, listen, we know they're hitting a lot of home runs. Their baseball feels that the fans want home runs. Already you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now you are, for the most part, 80 games. Right now, 70 games into the season. There's 70 games into the season. So you're 10 games from the halfway point. So right now, you're about 45% through the first half. So it's not dead down the middle, but you're 45%, let's say, down from the first half. You have right now 9 guys have 20 or more homers. I'll tell you how many guys have. Some of these guys are going to. Some of these guys are going to. Are going to be. Really, a lot of these guys are going to be in the 20 home run. Who has 12 or more homers. We have 130 players that have 10 or more. 130 players. That's amazing. 130 players. And that's 45%. So that average guy, that put a guy at 23 homers right now. That's 130 guys. They're going to hit 23 or more homers? 130 guys? Chris in Connecticut, what's up, Chris?
Hey, Mike, can I talk about the NBA for a second?
Yeah, go.
You mentioned something, if you look at the trades, like the Davis trade, the history of the league, it really never works out for the people that are getting the 25 cents, getting the whole dollar.
The team that gets the big guy usually wins the trade.
Almost always like it just seems like,
I don't know if this one's the case. I don't think always with a ton of uncertainty. I don't like the move.
they gave him a true.
I don't mind the fact of, it's not so much what they, like if they gave that up for the right player, I could live with it. Now, I think they should have tried to keep the 4th pick, which I was surprised they didn't, okay? And I don't mind
Would you rather give it up the 4th pick or Kuzma?
I would rather have given up I would rather give it up Kuzma than the 4th pick. I don't think any of those guys were a perfect fit fit for LeBron. And I didn't want Ball on the team. That's not, it had nothing to do with Ball, okay? So the fact that people are making the idea about Ball, forget that. And I'm not saying Ball doesn't have some ability. There's certain things he does well, certain things he does badly. But to me, they gave up a ton, and they got back a guy which to me is not a perfect fit. Yes, it's a fact that LeBron makes everybody better, but to be really good, the pieces have to fit succinctly. And I don't see the center or the big man, forget center, big man, playing the way Davis plays. I don't
The dunker spotter.
I don't want him. I think they were boxed because I think what happened is once those two got hurt, it cut down the number of possible good players that could go there. So they had to get a big player. I just think, I mean, if you told me right now that LeBron had Klay Thompson and him together, and they had the ability to go out and get one more nice player, I'd be like, guys, the league better watch out. They're in big trouble. Because they're going to go get a J.J. Redick, and they're going to go get a couple of the pieces, and now they go get a rim protector, and they are going to, go get themselves a Tristan Thompson, and they are going to have a team that is going to be impossible to stop. I just don't love LeBron and Davis in the same half court. I just think that they're in each other's way. I don't like offenses where I see people in each other's way. And I don't see, with LeBron, everybody's in his way unless you are a catch-and-shoot guy. Now, you can have three catch-and-shoot and one guy whose job is only to crash the board. That's fine. But that's not Davis's job. Davis wants to be in a position to score and draw double teams, and that's not what you're looking for in that spot. I don't love them together. I don't love the fit. I don't love the way LeBron wants to play with the big man. I don't think with a big man as a scorer, I don't think it fits. I think it fits great when you have people on the wing. John and Thomas River, what's up, John?
Hey, Mike, how are you? Michael.
What's happening?
We're going to stick what was the point? It wasn't really the fact Jacob gave up nothing for him, but Graciano, I feel like there's like another fans have it. There's no need to clog up at the age when they need it to clog them up now. I don't get the point of the duel.
He gives you so fills the void left by Frazier if you trade him. So I think he does have a purpose, but I do think if they're all healthy, there's an overflow there you're going to have to get comfortable with. And that is Stanton's going to be forced to play the outfield. Stanton is going to be forced to play the outfield much more than you want. And when Sanchez is not in the lineup, he's not going to be DHing that much. Because, when he's not catching, he's going to be out of the lineup a little more. He'll just be a pinch hitter. I mean, he'll have a couple days there, but not a lot. Back after this.
Hey, it's Aaron Boone. We're looking for a quality vehicle. I want the best for my wife and kids. Mercedes-Benz and Paramus offered us the best service, best prices, and best selection while giving me the peace of mind I need to bring home a victory to my family. From our exclusive monthly offers, like the 2019 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 4MATIC SUV for $459 a month for 36 months for $43.83 total to install. Visit Mercedes-Benz and Paramus on Route 17 and find out why I pick Paramus when I need a win. No security deposit required. Offer expires 7/31/19. Call 833-744-8817 for details.
This is Jim Roma, the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by the National Association of Realtors, who will stop at nothing to find you the perfect home. Yes, I am well aware that somebody new jumped on Twitter this weekend, and no, I do not need you to tell me all about it. As always, just because I have not mentioned it does not mean that I am not aware of it. There are a million things to talk about today. I could spend all 3 hours of my program talking about that Lakers trade alone and what it means to the Pelicans. Is New Orleans now full-blown NBA League Pass must-see? Then there's the U.S. Open, NBA free agency, the NFL offseason, Major League Baseball. I'd rather talk about potential MLB All-Star snubs than what some of you want me to talk about. Because what some of you want is somebody who is accused of double murder joining Twitter. As if Twitter wasn't already the worst place on earth. It somehow just got worse. I'm Jim Rome.
There are over 5,000 songs on the radio that talk about home. But without realtors, there's a chance there wouldn't be any songs about home, or coming home, or take me home, or sweet home, or who says you can't go home. Luckily, there are over 1.3 million realtors who dedicate their lives to finding the perfect place to sing home about. So count on members of the National Association of Realtors, one of the most trusted organizations since 1908. That's who we are.
Lowe's knows you'll do it right to find savings where you can, because you work for it. We do it right too. Everyday deals and more, so you can get more done around your home for less. Deals like a $60 savings on a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless cordless drill for just $99. Or pick up a Blue Rhino 3-burner stainless steel gas grill, also for $99. Whatever's on your to-do list, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 6/19. See store for details, U.S. only.
Paul Miller Jaguar has moved. Check out the all-new Paul Miller Jaguar at 189 Route 46 East in Parsippany, New Jersey. Just minutes from 287 and 80. Or check out their inventory online at paulmillerjaguar.com. That's paulmillerjaguar.com.
My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I take Metamucil every day. It naturally traps and removes the waste that weighs me down, so I feel lighter. Try Metamucil. Begin to feel what lighter feels like. Introducing new Metamucil Premium Blend. It's sweetened with plant-based stevia and made with natural flavors and colors. It's a delicious way to get the fiber that keeps your digestive system at its best. To learn more, visit Metamucil.com.
Now is the time to lease a 2019 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 4MATIC for $359 a month from Mercedes-Benz of Medicine. 36 months, $48.02. Do it signing, tax, title, MV fees. Extra details at 1-800-4Mercedes.
I'm here with Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, the medical director of tomotherapy at the John Thera Cancer Center at Hackensack University Medical Center. Dr. Gedgerman, why is it so important to use CT imaging every day?
Well, a daily CAT scan image of the tumor is obtained before treatment, and that's critically important. Cancerous organs can move several centimeters from day to day, and tumors can change in size and shape during treatment. It's imperative that the radiation treatment is based on the patient's anatomy for that day, not yesterday's or last week's positioning.
To speak with Dr. Gedgerman and how he can treat your cancer with tomotherapy, call his cell phone at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. He's happy to answer any questions that you may have about the treatment. To schedule an appointment, visit jtcancercenter.org. That's jtcancercenter.org. The John Thera Cancer Center at Hackensack University Medical Center, providing extraordinary care.
The exciting new 2019 Hondas are waiting for you right now at Bay Ridge Honda, complete with features that set the standard for comfort, style, and performance. Come test drive the 2019 Honda Fit and experience its modern sport styling and aerodynamic efficiency. Or try out the new 2019 Honda Odyssey with room for 7 and a suite of unmatched safety and driver-assisted technologies. Looking for a hybrid? Then look no further than the 2019 Honda Insight, beautifully equipped with every Honda sensing technology as standard equipment. And remember, Bay Ridge Honda complements their great Honda vehicles with award-winning night owl service, open for customer convenience till midnight Monday through Friday and 8 to 5 on Saturday. Bay Ridge Honda is located at 4th Avenue and 88th Street, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, or you can visit online at BayRidgeHonda.com. Bay Ridge Honda, one of the dealerships proudly owned by Rob Sabat, has been providing customers with the ultimate car buying experience for over half a century. Come test drive the sensational new 2019 Hondas right now at Bay Ridge Honda.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. 30% of Americans who are planning home improvements of $5,000 or more will pay for those renovations with a high-interest credit card. That may not be a great idea. A better idea may be to take cash out of your home with a Quicken Loans 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.22%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rates of exchange rate may be 8% fee or receive this discount rate. Cost of purchasing conditions and clauses and other clauses and 56. Clause number 3030.
Yankee fans, we got a pair of tickets field level July 31st against Arizona. Right now, caller 866-540-WFAN to win. Keep listening for your chance to win. It's all powered by Jersey Mike's, the official sub-summer shop of the New York Yankees. You know, one thing in horse racing, racing's a humbling game. When you shoot your mouth off the way the connections did at maximum security, and then you go in your next race, you know, you want to beat everybody and you're better than
Calais for a second. See, what do you think about him after this road trip, whether or not he survives this team or not? But you think they're getting to the point of getting rid of him?
I think they were at that point that they gave him a vote of confidence. So we don't know how long the foreseeable future is. I think he could get replaced this year. I don't think he's I don't think he's a manager for the city, for this team. I think next year they'll have a new manager. I don't know if he survives the season. He might. I can't tell you if he's going to, but I don't think he's going to make it long term here. I don't think he will.
I gotta say, these 11 games, Mike, I mean, the Mets could,
this could be over. I mean, I have a very bad feeling. As I stated, I did that this morning on the app. I did it when I came on the show today. These 16 games coming up before they have an off day, that's a pet peeve of mine. Teams should not be off on 4th of July. That's all there is to it. And that's just wrong. I mean, 4th of July, Memorial Day, and Labor Day are baseball holidays. You play on those holidays. That's all there is to it. They must have an off day on 4th of July. It's just ridiculous. Now, you play 11 games coming up on the road. Starting tonight, Atlanta, Cubbies, Phillies. They come home, play the Braves and the Yankees. They play 16 games before the 4th. They play 11 of them coming up right now on the road. With their bullpen right now, with their couple of little dinged up starters, Syndergaard, Vargas, I just don't see them getting through it right now. I think this is going to be a tough trip. They have not played well on the road in the last couple of road stands. The last couple of road trips have been very tough. They have not played well on the road this year. The Met record, which in recent years has been good on the road, is not good this year. It's 14-23 on the road this year. I can see this being a very tough trip. I really could. Harry in West Orange, what's up, Harry?
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
What's
Thanks for taking my call. Good talk to you again.
What's happening?
Yeah, when I heard about the Philadelphia trade, I have to do a double take because I'm thinking to myself, Yankees getting hit with that Conexion. And then what's a little scary is that I looked at the lineup yesterday before the game started. They got Gardner 5th, and then they got Hoffman, Maven, Romine, 7, 8, 9. They still go out and scored 10 runs. So, obviously, it makes me think that Cashman's got to be thinking, pitcher at this point. With all these guys coming back, the lineup they have, they can score 10 runs without Judge, Stanton, and Encarnacion, and then whoever. I mean, that's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, but Encarnacion was an easy get for them. It didn't cost them anything.
Right.
It gives them insurance policy in case Judge or Stanton go down. It gives them another righty bat if Frazier gets traded. So it gives them, and it kept them away from Tampa, which is another positive. So all those I understand. I don't think it's a bad thing that they got him. I don't think it's a game changer that they got him. They clearly are shopping for pitching right now. Where that takes them, we'll have to wait and see. So
I really think, and I hope that Frazier is a guarantee for Bumgarner deal.
I don't know that he's good enough to be he could be a part of it. I think he's the centerpiece of the Stroman. As a matter of fact, I heard Stroman and a secondary prospect for a Frazier and a secondary prospect for Stroman was the deal. So I can see that happening. I don't think he's the only guy after they could use two pitchers. I think they need quality starting pitcher. Matt, the Sarah what's up, Matt?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's up?
One more point about the Conexion trade that I thought of as far as interest is that let's just say your Shella falls off a cliff and comes back down to life and turns into a 200 hitter. At least you have the protection where you can have LeMay play third, Boyd play first, DD at short, you know what I mean, Torres at second, you could DH Encarnacion also.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's if you don't have Frazier, because you still have insurance with Guardian. Because right now, if everybody comes back and you're playing your A game, that your third baseman is LeMahieu, your shortstop is Didi, your second baseman is Torres, Voigt's your first baseman, Sanchez is your catcher, Stanton, Hicks, and Judge with Encarnacion, you don't even have Gaudy in the lineup.
Right.
So that's your A team, and you don't have Gaudy in the lineup. Then you have on the bench, you have Gaudy, Urshela, maybe you have Maben. That's if you can count four. They might not want to keep four. If they keep four, it would be Gaudy, Urshela, Maben, and Romine, of course. Or they only keep three if they need an extra pitcher, which would take Maben off the list too. So it depends on how they play this, but it does give them another bat, no question about it. Chris and Madawan, what's up, Chris?
Hey, Mike, jumping back to the Davis trade,
Yes.
I happen to agree with your premise that complimentary.
I don't love
I
that.
don't love it either, and then what you said makes sense. But I'm thinking more like this, and this has got to be where the Lakers' mind is at. LeBron, even though he's been durable, he's not a guy that can be putting up 40 nights and 82 games, 40 minutes a night, 82 games a year. So Davis is a 26-year-old kid. So what they could do in theory, and they got a near max squad. When things are
Fine, you have those minutes very easy. So you can make it work much more in the regular season. I think in the postseason, when you're having them both on the floor, Davis 42 minutes, LeBron 45 minutes, or 44 minutes a night, when you have them both on the floor in a big game, I just don't see fourth quarter when you want to play both, how that offense runs. See, when I look at the offense in the fourth quarter, they're going to run it through LeBron, they're going to want to play pick and roll, they're going to want to allow him free to play. Yeah, but see, if you do that, you're drawing another easy defender than LeBron by doing that. I mean, that's not what you're trying to do there. Because if LeBron beats his man off the double team, now if you have guys on the wing, the guy and the guy's posting up, if the guy's on the three-point line, on the three-point line, in the short corner, in the long corner, and they have that, you now know you have your guy either has to go cover that or he's got a long run to LeBron. If you shorten it up by putting a guy on the baseline right there, you could create a defender that easily can get to LeBron at the front of the rim. That's not what you're looking for. It's a tricky offense with both of them in the half court. It really is. Vinny and Staten Island, what's up, Vinny?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
What's happening?
I just wanted to make a comment about Mickey Callaway. The first night I was looking on Twitter, did you see that there was a shooting at the Rapid Parade today?
No, I have not heard about anything. Mons just said nobody killed. Not aware of that though. No, that's just, I mean, I don't know what the details are yet, so I don't want to react until I know the details, but, nothing surprises me these days, nothing. What's your point?
So, Mike, Mickey Callaway, I'm not a big Callaway fan, but I think a lot of this season has to be on Brody.
No, I totally agree with that. I just don't think he's a great manager. I do not think this is his fault.
I agree with you, but if they bring in tonight, I just don't, where are they supposed to go?
They're not going to get This bullpen, I don't care if they get Miller Huggins, this bullpen is not working right now. It is not a functioning bullpen. That's
and he has the backing of Steinbrenner's money. He's so weak
no, this is a player that there wouldn't be that much attention for. I mean, Tampa was interested, but again, this is an older player.
Yeah, true. He got him for nothing.
Yeah, because they no question about it. Back after this.
Auto Group, one of the largest auto groups in New Jersey, can fit any budget. Visit .com.
laughing. You couldn't save yourself from the next 3 minutes of unlaughable regret, but you could save yourself hundreds by switching your car insurance to Geico. You could save on motorcycle, boat, and RV insurance too. Plus, the Geico Insurance Agency can help you save on homeowners and renters insurance, while your sense of humor has become even more co-insurer in the state. Geico even has a 97% customer satisfaction rating and has been helping people save money for over 75 years. While your little video party isn't going as expected, you could expect more savings like federal and military discounts from your local Geico agent.
You couldn't save yourself and you could save yourself hundreds with Geico online, over the phone, or at your local office.
Live from the Town Fair Tire Studio, it's Mike's On, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Listen this hour and every hour until 6 p.m. tonight to win Yankees Diamond Eyes field level tickets for their July 31st game. Then coming up tomorrow, it's field level tickets to see the Bombers and Colorado Rockies July 19th. So make sure you're locked in to win. Then coming up both nights, it's Yankees Rays baseball at 7:05 with Yankees pregame at 6:25. Exclusively on your flagship station for Yankees talk, tickets, and every game. The Fan, Sports Radio 1019 FM and Sports Radio 66, WFAN and WFAN FM, New York, a radio.com sports station.
Baseball, Yanks and Tampa Bay Rays will meet 11 times in the next 25 games. The three-game series opens tonight at the stadium. Starting play today, Yanks a half-game edge on the Rays. Red Sox with 5 straight wins, within 5.5 of the top spot right now. Masahiro Tanaka makes a start. Yankee pregame on the Fan, 6:25. Edwin Encarnacion is in the lineup, hits number 5, and is the DH. Meantime, Mets and Braves started a 10-game road trip that'll bring them to Chicago for the Cubs and Phillies as well. And at 3 under 500, not an easy trip. Manager Mickey Callaway, the goal is simple: get to 500 by the end of the trip. Zach Wheeler and the impressive rookie Mike Soroka, your starters tonight on WCBS 880 at 7. And the update on Noah Syndergaard, a low-grade hamstring strain, and he will miss a start. This is a move expected. Nets not making a qualifying offer for forward Rondé Hollis Jefferson, so he'll become an unrestricted